Good morning, students. Welcome to Narayana online classes. This is Yajna Sai Charan, physics. So today let us discuss about the assignment key of some natural phenomena, 18th June, 8th Cbse. So let us see with the first question of some natural phenomena topic. A negatively charged object repels another charged object kept close to it. What is the nature of the charged object? For example, let us consider a negatively charged object, and if we are placing another object here, these objects are repelling each other, so that we can have here like charges repel. So we can decide the charge on the other object is also negative. So we can say the nature of charge on the other object is a negative charge. So whenever a negatively charged object repels another object, we can say that the charge on the other object is also negative as the like charges repel. Let us see the second question. Which of the following cannot be charged by friction if held by hand? First one, a plastic scale, a copper rod, an inflated balloon, a woolen cloth, and he is asking why. So whenever we hold an object by hand, example, let us consider a plastic scale. So plastic scale can be charged by rubbing or charged by friction. An inflated balloon can be charged, and a woolen cloth can also be charged. But out of all these four, a copper rod cannot be charged by friction if held by hand. So let us consider this copper rod in our hand. So whenever we hold this copper rod in our hand and we just rub it with some material, so the charging of this copper rod takes place, but by that instant, as this copper rod is a good conductor, the charge will flow through this copper rod to our hand and to the body, and it will reach the earth. So the charge on this copper rod won't stay for longer time, as the moment when we charge it by friction, the momentarily it gets discharged. So it is not possible to charge a copper rod or any conductor like a copper rod with a charging by rubbing. So this is why when we hold a copper rod in our hand and we just rub it, so the charge on this copper rod won't stay for a longer time. So only the copper rod cannot be charged by friction when it is held by the hand. But whether if you just go with a plastic scale or inflated balloon or woolen cloth, all these can be charged as they are the insulators. So this is the reason why a copper rod cannot be charged by friction. Let us see the third question. Mention the interaction of two types of charges. So the question is, once again, mention the interactions of two types of charges. So the interactions of two types of charges are like charges always repel each other, whereas unlike charges attract each other. So for example, if we consider the like charges, let us say a positive charge and a positive charge, or a negative charge and a negative charge. So these two are the like charges. So these two like charges will repel each other, whereas the negative and negative also will repel each other. But whereas if we consider two unlike charges, a positive and a negative, there will be a mutual attraction between this positive charge and negative charge. So they will be attracted towards each other. So the interactions of the two types of charges are mainly the like charges always repel each other, whereas unlike charges always attract each other. So we can say like charges repel each other, whereas unlike charges attract each other. Positive and positive will repel, negative and negative will also repel, but whereas the positive and negative will always attract. So this is the answer for the third question. Let us see the fourth question. What happens when amber is rubbed with fur? So amber is a plant organic resin. So whenever this amber is rubbed with fur, so let us take this is amber and it is fur. So whenever amber is rubbed with fur, the electrons are transferred from fur to this amber, so that this amber will gain the negative charge, whereas the fur will develop the positive charge. So the development of this negative charge on this amber makes the amber to attract very small pieces or tiny objects nearby it. So as the negative charge is developed on the amber surface of the amber, so all the smaller objects or smaller particles will be getting attracted to this amber. So whenever amber is rubbed with fur, so charging by rubbing takes place. So the transfer of electrons from the fur to the amber takes place. So again, this amber is going to attract very small or tiny objects near it. So this is what happens when amber is rubbed with fur. So this is the answer for the fourth question. Let us see the fifth question. If a charged plastic straw is brought near another uncharged plastic straw, what will happen? So let us see the question once again. If a charged plastic straw is brought near another uncharged plastic straw, what will happen? So let us consider there is a charged plastic straw. So the charge present on this plastic straw, let us consider this is the negative charge. So let us bring it near an uncharged plastic straw. So because of the induction of these charges, so all the charges on this side will be becoming positive, and on other side you are going to get the charges on the uncharged straw as negative. So as the unlike charges are present on both the straws, both the straws will attract each other. So we can say a charged plastic straw is brought near another uncharged plastic straw, they will attract each other. They will attract each other. So this is attraction is because of presence of unlike charges on them. So whenever we consider the two straws, one is a charged straw, another is an uncharged straw. As the development of the charges takes place on the uncharged straw, because of the induction, both straws will attract each other. A charged one and uncharged one attract each other because of the presence of unlike charges on them. So this is the answer for the fifth question. So let us see the sixth question. On a dry day, why do you get a slight shock on touching the screen of the television or a computer monitor with a picture tube? So let me repeat the question. On a dry day, why do you get a slight shock on touching the screen of a television or a computer monitor with a picture tube? Generally, whenever we consider a computer monitor with a picture tube, so let us say this is the picture tube of the computer monitor. So this picture tube will be like this. So this is actually a CRT monitor. So CRT, that is a cathode ray tube. Cathode ray tube. CRT stands for cathode ray tube. So all the charges will be accumulated on the screen of the picture tube. So on the screen of your computer monitor, all the charges will be discharged, or all the charges will be accumulated. So whenever we touch this picture tube with our hand, so we'll get a slight shock as all these charges are getting discharged through our body. So we can say all the charges accumulated on screen discharge through our body, discharge through our hand and through our body. So this is the reason why we will feel a slight sensation of the shock whenever we touch the screen of the picture tube or the screen of the computer monitor on a dry day. So this is the explanation for the slight electric shock that we will feel when we touch a screen of the computer monitor. So let us see the seventh question. Open a water tap, adjust the flow so that it forms a thin stream, charge a refill, bring it near the water stream, Observe what happens. Write a short report on the activity. Let us see the question once again. Open a water tap, adjust the flow so that it forms a thin stream, charge a refill, bring it near the water stream, and observe what happens. So we have to write a short report on this activity. So let us consider a water tap. So let us adjust this water tap with the help of this knob, and let us make the stream that is coming from this water tap is a very thin stream. Now let us place a refill near this, and we have to charge the refill before placing it here. So let us place a charged refill. So charging of this refill is done whenever we rub this refill with some woolen cloth or with the skin, and the charges on this refill will be negatively charged. So the complete refill will be negatively charged. So as we are placing the refill near this, what happens here? The flow or the stream of water will be attracted towards this refill. So you can see the deviation in the path of this stream of water whenever we place a charged refill near this, because the charged refill is negatively charged, and unlike charges are present in the stream of water. So the stream of water on one side may consist of the positive charges. So because of this mutual attraction, unlike charges will attract each other, we can find there will be an attraction of the stream towards this refill. So we observe that the water stream is attracted to this refill in the same manner as the pieces of paper will be attracted to the charged comb. So that it happens because of unlike charges will attract each other. So this is the observation that we can see in the case of a water stream whenever it is whenever we bring a charged refill near a thin water stream. So this is the answer for the 7th question. Let us see the 8th question, the last one. What kind of electric charge is generated by rubbing of two different objects? So whenever we consider two different objects, let us say object A and object B, whenever we rub these two objects, or if we just charge them by rubbing or by friction, on one object you may expect the development of positive charge, and on another object you are going to expect the negative charge. So as the electrons transfer from A to B, B is going to become negative and A is going to become positive. So the nature of charge that is developed on these two surfaces is static charge. So whenever we just rub two different objects, the nature of charge that is going to be deposited on the first body as well as second body is a static charge. So the answer for the question is the electric charge that is generated by rubbing two different objects is a static charge. So this is the answer for 8th question. Thank you.